I'm Steve White. This is my boat. I did the Vendée Globe in the winter of 2008-2009, which is a single-handed non-stop around the world race, and my plan is to go back in 2012 with a newer boat and perhaps be the first non-French person to win. But obviously we've got more pressing matters at hand this week with the Round Ireland race, and we're just hoping that, even though it's beautiful and sunny today, that there's going to be a little bit more breeze come Sunday, because we do a lot better if we had some decent breeze.
Hi, my name is Paul O'Rian, and I'm a crew member on the Spirit of Rosslare Europort for the Round Ireland race in 2010. Up to this point I've amassed about 33,000 miles in various forms of racing and actual trips around the world, including doing the Figaro in France, and also I've done 2 Round Irelands prior to this, a couple of transatlantics and a bit of sailing on a couple of professional boats in the Mediterranean. Round Ireland, this race will be very weather dependent. We've got a very fast boat here. She's probably one of the bigger ones in the fleet, and you know, obviously we'll be looking for our conditions, which will be kind of good and windy from kind of a beam or after the beam on the boat. We're going to have a tough job ahead of us, but we've done a sail now up from Weymouth with the crew, and we're reasonably happy with everything. We've got a few things to work on, but we're happy enough. And we're happy with the boat, and we're looking forward to the race on Sunday. The Open 60 class of boat is actually a French kind of thing, I suppose, for want of a better word. She's built specifically for actually round the world races, and in particular a race called the Vendée Globe, which happens out of France every 4 years. She's, as you see, 60 feet in length. She's about 5.5 meters wide. She draws 4.5 meters, has about a 90-foot mast. Very powerful boat, water ballasted with up to 5 tons of water in the boat, so you can replace the crew when you're just single-handed sailing. This boat here that we're sailing has actually been raced around the world 3 times, actually 3.5 times, and so she's well proven, tested, reliable boat, which is something I think is always a great thing when you're actually doing this kind of racing.
Yeah, the Vendée happens every 4 years, and that is the event that drives the whole circuit for these Open 60s and for solo sailors. This one's it's got quite a history. It's done 2 Vendée Globes, one with me and one with the previous owner, the guy who was built for, Josh Hall. And it did a round alone, which is a round the world race with stopovers, known as Pindar, with Emma Richards driving. And it's done just about every other major ocean race, usually more than once. So it's got many, many miles.
The Round Ireland has its own challenges in that, you are doing a lot of manoeuvres, tacking, jibing, and you're very close to land. So I wouldn't discount it. In actual fact, most people who go offshore prefer to be out in the middle of an ocean, because there's nothing you can hit. There's no rocks, there's no lighthouses to be worried about. I mean, okay, there's maybe the odd ship here and there or other boats, but it's generally actually quite safe as long as you don't sink, obviously.
So people think sailing offshore is much more difficult than sailing across oceans, but really coastal races are much more technically demanding. The wind does strange things at the coast. Like you say, you've got the tidal gates and things like that. It's very, very tactical, particularly a race like this where you really can't get away from those. You can't get away from those tidal gates.
A tide goes against you, and you're not. If you have to anchor and you've got to wait for it to change, then it can change the whole race. What we've got in the Round Ireland is a handicap system, whereby the smaller boats are given corrected time, or given a kind of a time based on a kind of handicapping system. So if you get the tidal gates wrong and you're slow down, you're parked and they're moving, then they're eating into you, and going to make your life very difficult. So while the boat might get around ahead of a lot of boats, then the corrected time can actually put them in the league, kind of in the results further down the path. Businesses that are thinking ahead need to be promoting themselves and being competitive, and this is a unique way of actually, differentiating, the company out there in the kind of media space. We're really happy to have Rosslare Europort. It's great to actually get them to help us at this time, as you say, in the tough economic times.